I guess you can cut it out.
Yeah. Here we go. Back at it again with
The Cyclops over here.
yeah. I have some problems with my eyeball, and it's been causing me great distress.
He's only got one working eye tonight, folks.
Yeah. So between the two of us, that's like 2 whole eyeballs. Wait, no, 5. All right. It's been a while.
Yeah.
What is her voice?
It's that chipper girl voice you do.
Do is a strong word for what that is. It's
like-
the chipper girl voice I attempt.
Like, Mr. Wright?
Yeah.
You know, it's like a little bit of like pep and enthusiasm.
Mr. Wright?
Yeah, that's it. Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there?
Yeah, pretty much. Except for today, we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister, anyway?
Her name's Lana.
Let me
Sister,
check my
anyway.
court record. Yes, you are correct.
I'm thinking about the stupid meme where it's the guy doing the character creation screen on a RPG, and it's, you know, please select a name for your character, choose wisely as it can't be changed later, and they name their character wisely changed later.
Apparently
is
she got
so
called up to
dorky.
the justice judges.
The judges' chambers.
Huh. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
I forget.
That was in the
everything.
tailpipe,
Yeah,
the piece of cloth.
yeah.
I got this, I think.
Okay.
So, this is where we turn the trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth.
Hola, partner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, this guy. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. In the wild west of San Francisco.
I was thinking, like, what part of Japan do you think you're from, champ?
Thought I'd come and take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory.
Ooh.
That
That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen the last 2 days have been really on edge.
Also, could you maybe not shave in front of me? This is pretty gross. Leaving shit all over the courtroom floor. You're a policeman, goddammit.
I like how much hair comes off him.
Yeah. It's not that much of a beard. It's just enough of a beard that I have. It's about the same
Yeah.
amount of beard.
Dustin, I gotta get a knife. We got a video to film.
I need a poncho. Or a blanket and scissors.
Oh.
Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutors tasting mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all?
Huh?
I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. Weird fucking thing to say, but alright. Saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
God.
What?
Muffler, I'm not gonna get over it.
At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
And the photograph taken at the crime scene. She wasn't wearing a scarf.
So Miss Star wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the
How did
horns.
he turn off his music?
And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell.
I have a bad feeling about that.
You're a bull. Bullshit artist.
Whoa.
So what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
Bullshit. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! You like my ooh-wee?
Yeah.
I want to spice that up. I instinctively, and because I am at like some fraction of a good old boy in my heart somewhere.
A little bit. Yeah.
It's like a 4 to 6% good old boy.
There is a 6% chance that you just say like, "Fuck this life" and like go live on a ranch somewhere.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing that is possible. But that ooh-wee was just for me to
Let it out.
get that out.
I didn't think we'd be back in court so fast.
Yeah.
I'd like to resume.
Judge, you seem as lost as us coming back to this.
Guys, E3, right? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Okay.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth?
That is a good gag.
Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. Sorry, it's really weird. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery, beautiful eyes.
God, he's gorgeous.
He is the most beautiful character in this game. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. In other words,
It can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. Oh, sorry.
This is unacceptable.
It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
I have no idea who this.
Yeah, I have no idea either. Who's there?
Oh, it's this guy.
Bam bam! What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. His freaking theme song.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
Alright, I don't need to know about your older man fetishes.
She's got a little laser thermometer that she's measuring.
Who on earth is he? Oh, it's you!
Blink, blink.
His fucking tie thing button. What voice do you give this guy? He's huge!
Oh! Sorry I'm late, Auntie. The roads were packed. It's just me.
Yeah, imagine
Long
he's,
time no see, eh, Auntie? You been swim much these days?
Yeah, imagine he's loud. That's pretty good. Hello. No, I've been busy.
Busy, Auntie, my boy. You have to take time to relax.
Yes, indeed.
Aji seems to be his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but, who are you?
Oh, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son.
Thanks.
So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? We know we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly!
Little Worthy? Mr. Wright! You don't know the district chief of police! Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. eyes are really freaky in
He
this
is
version.
fucking
His eyes
bizarre.
are messing with my head.
Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? You think you would have came when all that crazy shit happened at the police station?
Yeah. Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's...
My sister's muffler!
So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. Oh, that's a weird pose.
But
I don't
to
like
think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe.
God, he makes me uncomfortable.
On little Worthy's car, no less.
I just don't like looking at him.
It's really quite embarrassing even for us.
What's this?
It's what you'd call a switchblade knife.
Ooh.
Quite perplexing, this.
He's so big.
Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? You're a bad guy to criticize him on his outfit.
Yeah! Well, you know, they're police officers. They have to dress this the uniform.
It just makes me think of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Yeah.
What about the recurring champion, Seto Kaiba? Oh, didn't you hear? He was banned from the tournament because his name wasn't stupid enough.
Mr. Edgeworth!
It's like a sign that says you must be this ridiculous to come to the police station. How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
Oh!
No, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says, Person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair! On the day of the crime, I had... You're heading to the clouds because you've got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
No kidding. This is kind of a major blunder. It's not like you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, you see, it's not like I had time to drive my car. I would have noticed it.
That's a great point. I also just love how fair-weathered the judge is.
I think I gotta differentiate the Gant and the Edgeworth voice a little
It's
more.
probably going to be easier for you if you do that.
Yeah.
But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at this blade of this knife, because I messed up how to read. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Well, it's not a Beyblade, it's a knife.
Okay, thanks. I see you played Knifey Beyblade before. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore.
Come on, just hurry up and open it!
I am doing nothing.
Oh, it's doing it.
It's literally gonna scroll through all of the evidence.
Can it just go left to go around?
Ah, don't scare me like that!
I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife.
This does not excuse the action of the police department.
Yeah, you tell him. Whoop, whoop.
I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife?
Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really.
Clayton! Oh, that's
Yeah,
a great voice!
yeah.
Go for it! That's his, Clayton from, Tarzan.
Yes. Going to ask you to testify about the gorillas.
Thank you.
Gorilla. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess.
He's like laughing.
The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
Gosh, you're that kind of video game character. There was a murder at the police department. A detective.
That's hush-hush information, Haji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second! You said 5:15? That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office!
Order! 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 I love doing that.
Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume.
Oh, no kidding.
We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I'm loving doing this voice for him.
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright, two detectives killed at the same time in two different places.
The chances of that are really slim.
Stop
Scientifically speaking, of
reading
course.
my mind.
Just like looking at her, just like scientifically speaking, of course. She grows up to become an atheist YouTuber.
Oh gosh. You doomed her.
No, she runs the I fucking love science Facebook page.
There you go.
That's better.
That's so much nicer. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
All right. I'm gonna save real quick
That's probably a good idea.
because I think I know exactly what to do. Because there is evidence. Yeah, I knew it.
Good job, buddy. Wait a second!
Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection.
This fucking guy. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean?
Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Angie? This is great.
Look at this tag on the knife. No, I'm sorry. Can't do it. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7, that's 12 over 2. That's 24. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside?
Yes, the opposite of right side up.
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around, and what do you get? Whoa!
That was a loud paper.
You guys handle that animation? Ha ha ha! Whoever wrote this note was an idiot. And was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order, order. Well, Chief.
Oh, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto.
I win? Huh. What game is this guy playing?
This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Alright, let me press him on that.
So, this knife was, stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy.
Nice.
It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved.
So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car?
Someone was trying to assassinate his car.
Hard to think there isn't a connection there.
I know, right? How can you say there's no connection?
How? Because I'm the chief of police.
Oh, thanks, dude.
I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand.
I don't. Try to understand, righto.
Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together.
Whatever it is, I better find it. Two detectives were killed at 5:15. One
Sorry.
at the prosecutor's office. I think I rolled with that pretty well.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay. And the other one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
And that knife! What was it doing there?
I better check out this knife.
Examine it. It's a small tag on the knife.
I think you just gotta press. It says SL92.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We already did this game.
Okay, so I have to just go into the thing then.
Yeah, I think it's just keep pressing. Sorry, I was checking the.
Alright, I gotta press him on this statement that just got revealed.
So this knife was stolen?
Oh, we already did this one.
Try the last. Is that the last statement?
Alright. Yeah, and I pressed him on that.
Okay. Try the fourth statement if you haven't done that already.
Alright, Alright, I'll ask him about 5:15.
5:15. But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What?
Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time.
Like, no wonder you couldn't figure out where to press, because we already established this.
Yeah. What are the chances?
Coincidence.
This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening.
Okay. Chief Gant, please tell us more about that incident.
Yeah, I'm just fast forwarding through this.
Yeah.
I guess I just gotta press every statement.
Uh,
Press the first, fourth, and last
press
one.
the. Let's see. The knife was evidence in the case it was stolen. Press that statement. This is not required. Da 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 da. Press the fourth statement. Da 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 da. Gant will ask you. I'll ask another question. Huh? Try to present the note on the second statement. But we already did that.
That was already done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so weird.
I'm just gonna like this is already bullshit.
Yeah, this trial I remember not being as clean as the other ones, but that's because it was also added in later.
Yeah, let's try this one.
Okay. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? Like, we know this! It's the third time!
I guess it's because I did them out of order.
Oh, that's so dumb.
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Aji?
I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? Well, that was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. Okay, this is where we're getting somewhere now.
Yeah. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case.
Ooh, good one! This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Let's ask how the victim was killed. Where the victim was found?
That was a very frustrating Dustin.
Like, it's not like it's any more or less obtuse than what we're dealing with on screen, so whatever. Fine. Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
It's a really good found out of you.
Yes.
The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that.
The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
Uh-huh. There's a connection between the two cases.
It's been like 6.
This has got to be like the 5th or 6th time we've already established this info.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
I'm not. Happy? Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With a link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details.
Alright. And I guess I press this statement now. Here we go.
Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
Like 6 times.
It's painful.
You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room.
Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag.
And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair.
Yeah, you think so?
It took mine then 2 days to find out what you introduced right here.
Oh my.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all.
You are the chief of police, just announce it. Can we get the information Unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
What? Really? That worked?
Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Mick Gumshoe.
Oh no!
I'm just kidding, he's not dead.
Oh.
Alright. Yeah, I just had to press that statement again.
Correct. And I will let you know if you need help. If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff.
See,
You
that's
have
what
to do
happens
everything properly.
when you ask for just a tip.
Yeah.
It always leads to everything.
Yeah.
Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can get out of
We
it.
know this guy has impregnated many pauses.
That was good.
Yeah. Let's see.
I have the answer if you don't know it. You want to verify it?
Division?
No.
No?
No.
Ah, ID number.
Yeah. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all.
We keep a tight lid on our ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is
You gonna sing it a song?
584219.
Well, that's quite long.
And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
8, 2. I just can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right.
011899983649911197253. Anyone who's watched the IT crowd would enjoy that joke.
Ah. Shout out to you, Rachel, if you're out there.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department is 5842189.
Let's check.
This has to tell me something.
Yeah.
We have ID, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was easy enough.
That tells me something.
Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does! I think. Meaning... It has to be what I think it is. The exact same numbers on this card I'm staring at in my hand. But what does this mean?
It means he died and the body got moved. Except you saw him die, so...
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number on the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
like he's gonna get some dick.
I was gonna say, that's not the grin you want the girl at school night to have when she sees you.
Ew. You look great. I love your haircut.
Yeah. Oh, it's your mom's dress.
He's wearing his mom's dress? I think you got that transaction messed up. It's still funny.
No, it's just I got confused.
And this is news.
Burn. Huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do.
Alright, can I go, like, complete random tangent? That was just a cool story I read.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. He's like a younger player.
Yeah.
He got, you know how like celebrities get asked to proms and they sometimes go?
Mm-hmm.
He got asked out by like a dude who like his date turned him down, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll go with you." And they wore matching tux. He rented the limo, and they just had like an awesome night. I saw some of the photos.
That's fucking
It's
amazing.
so cool. They just took this dude to prom. Anyway,
Man, I hate to be that girl the next day.
right?
Ugh.
2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. This is a murder she wrote kind of nonsense. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number. Yeah. Ho ho! Is it yours? No, Your Honor! I'm the defense attorney! He's badge! Remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means... Oh, what exactly? Wait! That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I forgot. You didn't even get the first number right. Again!
It's like talking to Grace.
It is like talking to Grace.
Or anyone else who lives in this house, really.
That's true.
Oh, look, it's Detective Gadget.
Oh my god, that pissed me off so much. We hear like da 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 da. Oh, it's Detective Gadget. No!
You didn't even get the first word right.
The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. That's not gonna get old.
Wait a second, Wright. What is this? You objected to do that?
That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that?
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack.
But wait! Detective Goodman is our victim! You can't just go taking our murder victim!
Get your own murder.
We need him!
I'm glad you and I were exactly on the same page with that.
He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot! Yet a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time.
That's impossible! So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time? Yes.
This writing is so repetitive, it's unlike the other trials. I
Yeah.
feel like we have to do everything 3 times. Continue.
And in a completely different location.
Order! 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 Chief! What does this mean?
No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Oh, he's pissed.
Yeah.
Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case.
I think 3 exclamation points is screaming at that point for Edgeworth.
Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Aw.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said, wait. Oh, didn't you hear me?
It's a weird catchphrase.
The oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare! We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha!
You guys think I look like the postman from the
Excuse
Zelda
me?
games?
But, is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. Don't mean him. According to MEEKINS, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Ugh! Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
Woo!
Are you sure that's the scientific term you should be using?
Yeah! Jeez.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But, sir! You could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence! Then I... No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy.
Boom! From downtown.
What?
Damn.
Now, what was the second rule of evidence law?
Well, Mr. Wright,
Huh? Oh, second law. It's, we make this shit up as we go. It's,
And evidence cannot be created or destroyed, it can only change shape. Oh shit, that's thermodynamics. Ah, fuck. Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy.
Huh? I was just doing my job.
No. No! Mad.
You made.
Super mad.
It seems Edgeworth really sucks.
Yeah.
We've come to the end of this trial.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors?
What are the rumors? Tell me.
You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December.
You remember when you got set up for a crime? Yeah, that was your fault too, asshole. Like, what? How do you hold that against him?
I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. So imagine he said it really quiet.
Yeah. Mr. Edgeworth.
Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir.
poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court.
That is completely false.
Yeah.
There has been errors this serious in the history of this court like 6 times
That's true.
since we started playing this game.
That's so true. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned.
So who's gonna punish him then? The chief prosecutor who's
Yeah.
in jail, or the chief of police who has been so determined to not be involved that he's not shown up until now?
Right. Hit the button.
To be continued.
Right now!
Right now.
Hello, viewers. How you guys doing? Hanging in there, enjoying us the like, silly voices shouting. We're about to do some investigating.
February
Excuse me.
3rd, 2:15 p.m.
Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused.
Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room.
What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car.
Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least.
Alright, let's do it.
Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be of much help with this.
Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright.
Stop reading my mind! Huh?
Now, ESP does not stand up for scientific rigor.
I fucked that line up so many times.
You were so confident going into it. I'm sorry, buddy. It was a good line. It was.
Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. I won them in a contest. Let's go. Science awaits us.
That's a good catchphrase, actually.
Yeah. She makes me think of...
Emma Sky, the science gal.
No, it makes me think of the episode of South Park where Cartman freezes himself to try to get a Wii when it comes out, and he goes to a future where atheism is a religion.
Yeah.
In the name of mighty science, science be praised. You know, they just do that all the time.
You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares?
That's a great out of context shot right here.
Oh, saving.
Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie.
Besides, my sister was never do such a thing. I know it.
That oil drum, was it empty?
The oil drum kicked over by chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Then why didn't you call it a water drum? That's a contradiction.
My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never.
Even though she says they don't get along, Emma seems to like her sister.
That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What's that grid for?
This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid!
Imagine she posed with
Yeah.
it.
Luminol?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Me? Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it.
Mr. Wright, haven't you heard of the luminol challenge? It's all over YouTube.
Kids just drinking, testing fluid.
I was thinking they'd spray it in their mouth.
And like their mouths glow because there's blood in there now.
Guys, I just want to give awareness to Lyme disease.
Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses.
Huh? You have an extra prayer with those things?
Oh God! It's virtual boy vision.
Yeah.
Like this, see? Press the A button to spray it on.
This is bizarre.
Okay, let's find us some blood stains.
Alright.
That's a weird sound.
Are you the Terminator? What is with this screen?
Enhance. I can see her eyes shiny behind those glasses. So, this is a blood stain.
It's so...
Ella, you're, shaking.
It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood.
Scientific investigation and action.
Oh, okay. Well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain.
At least I hope it is.
Does that strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course.
What's odd about this? Scientifically. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought right here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there had to be more blood than this.
Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay?
Thanks.
See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Yeah. And this stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that.
Proud looking Emma.
We can't be sure the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Man, we are throwing a lot of shade on the police.
I mean, did you see what just happened in the trial?
True.
Yeah! Feels like we're really investigating crime now, doesn't it?
Guess I should give it a spray on anything suspicious. Oh, I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
It depends. Did you kill anybody on it? Miss Star!
You only trust your own eyes. Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead
Lead-in.
doesn't really get my mouth watering. Yeah.
Alright, let's chat.
I read it as lead, and I was like, what?
Yeah, there should have been a hyphen there, I think.
Yeah. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Star, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
Boom! You sank my battleship!
There's so much shade getting thrown in this trial, I love it. Like,
everybody
if it
says
wasn't for
D.
If it wasn't for the dumb, repetitive writing, I would enjoy this a lot more.
I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events was from different, I still saw what I saw.
Yeah, but from a different place. That turned out to be very important.
Damn. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what?
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star?
Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, it was 2 years ago. No matter how hard I'm a criminal when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed.
I just gotta save up a little bit more, and I'll be able to handle that.
Well, later this summer, it seems like we're going to have pretty nice new setup. So,
Okay.
if you are listening to us ramble right now,
Yeah.
we got a big thing that he put order in for.
Yep.
It's really going to change the look of our channel.
Yeah, I'm quite excited.
Oh my gosh. You
Go
guys, some of the hardcore D2E fans are not prepared for this.
Oh yeah. It's gonna take me a while to set up, but
I know, it's coming in a few weeks. But
all right, y'all.
big changes soon. Anyway.
Are we ready?
Hooligan! Hey!
Hey.
Oh, Hooligan,
just-
we just had to reset, but everything's looking good. We are on investigation day 2.
Yeah.
And a lot of weird shit has happened. I learned what serendipitous means. I was like, it's a fun coincidence.
It's close.
uh,
But yeah, we're getting into the meat of it now. So yeah.
you know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too.
Now I'm just thinking of that meme where I could be your angle or your demon.
I think of the Aaron Hansen picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. It's not just, oh my gosh, that freaking, I didn't notice that, but her lunchbox has her face on it.
Oh, it's adorable,
Yeah.
actually. It's really cute. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Cuff-Up Queen. I really don't think that's why they called you the Cuff-Up
Yeah,
Queen.
I was about to say, I think that nickname may be unrelated. I'm full of fucking references today.
Yeah.
But Arrested Development,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
third possible meaning.
Yeah. And you were let go or fired.
Why'd you go with the worst one?
Yeah. Yeah. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, doesn't she mean...
All right.
presented?
Yeah, I gotta present something. I think I gotta present the photo, right?
If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the gun room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes.
In other words, 5 minutes after the crime?
Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were.
The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Ah!
Listen, little girl. I had my testimony disregarded before. and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time?
Alright.
You probably can talk about it, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other
I
stuff
mean, like,
I
there
can...
might be a new dialogue option.
Yeah.
No?
No. Maybe the note.
Shout out to Spire who re-upped the Prime, so thanks, buddy. The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman was the head detective on the case, you know.
Really?
That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transfer the very day that Goodman was killed.
Ruh-roh.
As I suspected. The SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Now we get the dialogue option. Yes? No?
Yeah.
I like your angel voice. Very Ursula.
That's actually not what he's going for, but it did kind of end up there a little bit.
How do you know what I'm going for? Big boy.
Ugh. Ugh.
Hi, Daddy.
You know what? I don't like that.
SNL references. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them disposable.
Disposable? To who?
2 years ago, it was the biggest case I was ever handed. That looks so ridiculous. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence.
They look like the League of Extraordinary
They
Gentlemen.
do! They look so silly!
They look like Team Venture.
It was me, the cowboy, and Dick Tracy over there. Like, really? Okay, good.
So they didn't solve it?
On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? We do that in Japan? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that.
All this over a parking ticket.
The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence.
What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? That's illegal.
The best part came several months after the trial.
Weird to be reminiscing about somebody getting executed.
That is this video game, sir. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen. Others found themselves out of a job.
And you were one of those?
Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail. Officer Jake Marshall. Her
All right.
bag moves so slow. Yes, they do. It's animated weird. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle.
Ongle.
I thought you'd like that. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9?
Yes.
There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now.
Fucking.
And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us.
Wait, those lunches you sell.
There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office.
She's secretly poisoning everybody.
Yeah. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate.
I'm sure you're being thoroughly investigated every time you come here.
That's right. Miss Star's old boyfriend. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence.
37.
37
She
in a
delivered
row?
She delivered 37 lunches.
Thank you. I didn't know you were gonna go for it. Sorry.
There has to be a connection.
So, Rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case.
Yeah, we've been talking to you for like an hour.
Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch. I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat.
Alright.
Oh, it even says it there.
Miss Star, Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his, are you going out? Are you doing it?
Whoa! Why do you want to know?
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. Got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then.
This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective.
But now he's so cold.
Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that.
I see. Thank you.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Alright.
Guess we gotta go find him.
Alright. To the police department.
It's... Sorry, I don't know why I went to Star. I was about to go, it's even busy. I was like, well, I don't know what happened.
You
But
just got used to the voice.
Yeah, I just kind of started liking it. What have I become?
Well,
It's even busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I don't know. I've been drinking a lot of luminol.
Luminol challenge. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is.
She's like a kid at an amusement park.
Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
We left a crime scene.
yeah, you've been at a real crime
Yeah,
scene.
like we just left there.
Oh,
Oh my
boy.
god.
Look at the fucking hooch bottles up at the top of the security monitors. Good lord. Oh, Jake, you got a problem. Look at all this. Is that a fucking snare on the door?
Yes.
Oh my god.
What's with the decor in this place? It's very, eccentric.
According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room.
So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime?
It sure seems that way. Oh.
Oh, what's wrong?
It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight.
If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard?
Drunk under its desk, I guess?
Yeah, right.
I have a feeling I know who he is already.
Grossberg?
I just says Texas.
Look, on the floor, a lasso.
It looks like it's set up to trap something.
A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed.
You sure have an active imagination. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here.
There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there.
All right.
Seems important.
Yeah. Are we doing that?
The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's just walk in. It won't open.
You thought it'd be open. I think we need someone's permission to go in there first.
All right. Security monitors. Okay.
You don't want that hat?
I want someone to make a comment on the fucking 9 bottles of liquor that are just hanging out. All right, let's look at this.
There's a security guard uniform hanging here.
I don't think you're interpreting things very different from me.
It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly.
A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy... A paunchy? A pinchy? I know! A poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it.
It's a poncho, but I like to think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being.
It just makes me think of when Alora was trying to say the word abominable.
Yes.
And she's just walking around the house trying to remember how to say the word. And she's just abominable. Abominable. And she's just doing that out loud.
Yes.
For minutes on end. And she's walking down the hallway, pacing, just doing that like she's stuck in a fucking, like, the DVD in her brain skipped or something. So I walk out of my room. I just open the door and I watch her do this. And she turns around and she looks at me, realizes that I've been there and listening the whole time.
Right.
And she just cracks up laughing.
Yeah, burst.
She can't even handle it.
Can barely breathe, laughing. Yeah.
And cowboy hat.
Yikes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal.
Huh. I would think that just one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually.
Oh no. How so?
Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction.
Ooh.
Just like her.
I'm not so sure I see the resemblance.
It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. It's like a metaphorical cactus.
I like how the sad music played for like a second.
The swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon.
But look, it's nailed shut. You can't even get in that way.
Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch.
I'd say it'd be more of a yarg myself.
Okay. I think that's everything we can do here.
Huh. I thought there'd be more. Maybe we missed one thing.
Spray.
Oh, cactus.
On the cactus.
Top.
Ah.
Sunk. That's so weird.
Wow, we got a reaction.
There's clearly blood around the spines here. This room's pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something. And planted their head right on these spines.
The cactus was the murder weapon. I think that might be more painful than being murdered.
Well, we know that now. Okay, let's just
Police department
leave.
entrance.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only place I can go here.
This place is charged with frantic energy as always. That's that gumshoe.
Please!
Huh? Wasn't that?
One steak lunch, please. Ah, it's you.
Detective Gumshoe!
Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
Oh, I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
It's just, you can see the pinpoint the exact moment when his heart rips in half. Now's no time for despair. We've got our criminal now. We just need evidence.
The criminal, you mean?
You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal?
On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. Sorry. I don't know what happened.
And the perpetrator. Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
I like your Gant voice so
It's
much.
fun to do it. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy.
It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in 2 months.
Yeah.
But Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. It was me. They're saying I get a last meal. Then they're gonna execute me.
Oh, man.
Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly.
Wait, don't leave!
If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questions should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later! Fucking...
He ran out to the evidence room. Well, that's...
I thought it was still her talking.
Well, this is an investigation is off to a running start.
After 2 hours of talking to Angel Star, yeah. You know what I'm gonna do?
We're going to the detention center visitors room, like you said.
I keep pressing the examine button and not the,
That's okay, buddy.
Blue Badger, you kill anybody?
Let's go to the visitors room. Stop doing the luminol challenge. I think you gotta go right co and then over, maybe? Is it one of those?
Yeah.
Gosh, this game. You know who it's gonna be?
Is it gonna be Larry?
No.
Okay. I forget who it is.
Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess they did.
Oh, I know who it is now.
Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing.
They let him keep the megaphone.
What was that?
Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrator again, sir. That's what I'd say. Aw. Hi. Greetings, sir.
Hey, I know who you are.
Excuse me, but if Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, the question chip, so I've got your point, sir!
Jesus.
Officer Meekins, so you're here, guard here at the detention center?
No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir.
Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report.
No, sir, how should I say this?
Wait, he isn't. Is he? You, Officer Meekins. You did you?
Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir!
What?
Now this is an unexpected turn of events.
I think when he does the megaphone, I'm just gonna move and right close to my face.
Just put your head like that.
Yeah.
Meekins, first question. The fuck?
Day of the crime. I like that on his badge he's doing the salute.
Yeah, that's a good touch.
And his little good luck charm there on his.
Oh yeah.
handcuffs. Sir, I'm patrolling with gender on my face, sir. Sir.
We just talked about what you could do, and he's just like, nah. Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins.
I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir.
So normally there's a guard at the evidence room? Just went there.
Yeah.
That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall.
Marshall?
And, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. Looks wistful.
Yeah, I like that.
That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yeah.
What the heck is this guy doing?
So what happened then?
After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. So which color was it?
Yeah.
And when I came to, I was here in the detention center.
How long were you out? Days?
Might I ask what happened to your hand?
Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir.
A bandage on his hand, just like this Sky. No one knows how to use a freaking knife in this
They formed
universe.
a blood pact. They're blood
Ah!
relatives now. They're blood brothers.
I don't know why that came across as so gross to me, but it did.
You just know his hands are sweaty all the time.
Yeah.
And her hands are cold all the time.
Yeah.
It's not a good mix.
Just got resting cold, you know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office.
First things first. Tell us how you hurt your hand. About your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime?
Well, you see, sir. Oh,
Don't you think you should just confess?
but sir, there's nothing I can do.
Nothing you could do?
Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious.
The next thing you knew, you were, huh?
Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared.
What?
Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow, sir! Can you imagine how I felt?
Jesus. I don't know if you guys out there in D2E land are enjoying
Officer
Meekins, but Dustin is going for something here. It is nuts to watch. The victim's body disappeared.
That's some story.
I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right?
Sir, please don't look at me with that same sir! If you have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir! Then label me victim!
I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and, well, at that.
Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that.
Not surprised we dropped 2 viewers. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman?
Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side!
I'm tying in the best way. I love Meekins. I'm glad. We may have dropped 2 people, but we got the D2B vote.
Yeah.
So, you didn't know him?
Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light and water creature comforts. Meekins, somehow I knew that.
I don't know why that line is so funny to me, but it really is. Just thinking about, like, what that means.
He's the Milton.
Yeah.
He's like a loud version of Milton from
Sir,
Office
that's my
Space.
stapler! You know.
Exactly.
They took my best megaphone! Go ahead.
I was told that I could use the megaphone I don't know any detectives.
So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. None of any recollection of killing him, sir.
At least someone around here is more confused than I am.
Like, compared to every other character, he's such a fucking cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, the shape of his head alone.
Yeah.
I like him just vibrating. Do we have anything to present to him?
Let's look.
Let me see.
Maybe the switchblade knife?
Goodman's ID.
Oh.
Do you think you could take a look at this?
Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it!
That's what?
My head was a blank until this very moment! But sir, now I remember! I remember, sir!
You mean you remembered what happened?
Correct! That card! That card was the cause of it all!
This ID card?
Exactly, sir! That's exactly it! Nothing can be more exact, sir! Nothing!
I better pry into this one a little deeper. Our roommate upstairs. Oh my god. Can you tell me what it is you do remember?
Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the vendor's room.
And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. I mean, he does look suspicious. I'll
Yeah.
give you that, Meekins.
He looks like Nightshade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, I have it in the vendor's room. Ask the man to show me his ID card. I need a drink. Ah, there we go.
Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing. Suddenly he put a knife in me.
What?
I keep like going up with his voice.
You do.
There's gonna be a point where I just like can't talk anymore.
So holding the
This is
headset
really-
way out here.
This is really fun though. Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him.
Whooped. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him.
Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's word, sir.
What happened then?
Whoa! My eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here.
Right. Aw, he's on his little charm.
Yeah.
So, Officer Meekins, why was it they arrested you?
What do you mean, Emma?
Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card.
In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim.
And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died.
That's it, sir! That's what I wanted to say! That is... I did say something along those lines.
Huh? But you still ended up here?
They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said.
But you don't remember the events clearly?
No, but the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
From the security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime is what stands out! It's me! It's there! It's on tape!
And you waited until now to tell us this?
I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it.
No thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Okay.
Alright. I want to talk to Meekins tomorrow. Alright, to Criminal Affairs Department. Let's see what's up here. Oh boy, Mike Meekins. That was an adventure we just went on.
Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk.
You ready to do the opposite voice? It's Police Chief Gant.
And you're sure this is all, You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect.
That's right. You remembered.
We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. There was nowhere that evidence would hide. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you can call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir! We'll scour the place again, sir!
The Chief of Detectives is looking a little flustered.
Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much?
Ho ho ho! Chief Gant reporting for duty, sir!
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
I imagine that Phoenix was trying to do a Gant.
Yeah.
It just was really weird.
Yeah.
Is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, Worthy. Oh, you know they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gord Lake?
It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's
What
seat,
the
does it?
hell? He was cleared. He was set up.
Yeah, but optics.
All right.
They're just using it as an excuse anyway.
A very Japanese thing, I guess.
And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, you?
Oh, I don't like him from the front. I don't like him from the front. Fuck karma.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence.
Wait. I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they'd do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
I will say his voice is much easier to do than...
Oh, is it now?
It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean.
They're being the prosecutors, I assume.
Just like Law and Order.
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time, That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trap shut.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier.
Huh? You saw that? Whoops!
I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Alright.
Ooh, sorry you had to see that.
I like it's a balding Japanese guy having that voice.
Yeah.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, see over there. That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
Of course not. Well, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something?
The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene.
Alright, that sounds
Talk to him.
cluey
Talk
enough.
to him.
Talk to him again?
Uh-huh. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you for a favor.
Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright asked me for help.
I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room.
Now, Wright.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate it after all.
Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man?
Yes. Huh?
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
Can I borrow $50?
It just goes to show, you never know until you ask.
And for you here, you can borrow this.
Hey, this is a detective ID card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it.
Yes, sir, it's an honor.
You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
I just want to save you some time, because that wasn't clear.
Heh, looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just like a real ID.
You seem happy?
Yes, sir, because, sir, we're get to go into the evidence room now, sir.
How did she make the gavel noise? I think this place is bad influence on the girl.
Alright, police department.
Uh-huh.
Guard station.
That's right. One more time.
Ooh.
Nope. Oh, do you have to... That's silly. The evidence room is beyond that door.
And we have the ID card from Chicken. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Aha! That card reader is turned off. See?
What's the security guard thinking?
Howdy, partners. Well, what's made my Bambina sky so great?
Hello, viewers. Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him?
What's that? Why does it have to be him look for?
How do you guys do this?
I got that ESP, son.
I feel like you would say it backwards, like, I got that SPE, you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got that PES.
Nice.
As you may have surmised, this here's my salute.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than the sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw?
Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's away.
Oh, looks like the card reader is on again.
This
Or-
dude has a problem. He's just drinking from a flask, bottles of hooch all over the
Hooch.
fucking office.
While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions.
Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle
Oh,
with
we
you,
got
old
something for
brace.
you, my friend. You're busy then?
Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you.
Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us, hombres.
Eh,
That's right.
that smell. Ah, reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
What gave you that idea?
No, I just saw a special on the television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Star.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
A filet steak lunch. I see. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
All right, Bambino, you will. As for anything,
Finally, it seems we got to hear Dustin eat on camera.
He's letting you talk. All right. Let's do that. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of the security for the evidence room, right?
you got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it.
Actually, Officer MEEKINS at the detention center told us.
Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I kept getting his name wrong and calling him Beaky.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, I might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know?
You know, I had a suspicion, Marshal.
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Angel Star. I'm just joking.
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, zipping.
Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here, anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take the machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? I guess.
Yeah, right?
Miss Star told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime.
That's why I left Texas and came to Japan.
That's all gone now, like a drinking hole of prairie fire.
Fucking,
What is he talking about?
you're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Star, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but nobody tells us what actually happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambino. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago? The day of our case.
That's right. The evidence transfers.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too.
Let's ask about the transfers.
Sorry, but can you explain what this whole transferal thing's about?
We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see?
So what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago.
I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen.
Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks.
Did you just say cauliflower to me?
The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
Those are the ones Officer MEEKINS mentioned.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're the security guard and you reckon?
One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card.
Thus the card reader by the door.
We know this. We came here and we unlocked this whole conversation because we already had it. What the fuck? Card reader leaves a record of every ID card passes through. Alright, cool.
So this is the ID card record.
Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Oh, really? Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing.
Oh, yeah, I wonder what you could possibly do to...
Gosh.
I mean...
This trial has a little bit of some sloppy parts.
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
No shit.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot.
The number on this is 8675309.
Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match.
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Oh god.
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing! Suddenly he put it over me!
If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Maybe he thought it was his ID card. All right, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Cool.
Sweet. Maybe I should show this to other people. IDs here. Okay.
Alright. To the evidence room. Fucking finally. This room's sector 3.
It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard.
I like the car door.
Yeah.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Boo, pal. Hey! Whoa!
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50,
Oh, no.
I'd give them $50, no problem.
Oh, please.
So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire, knock yourself out.
Yeah, it's true.
So Chief of Police Gann, Will loan anyone $50? Even me?
Oh, so
dude.
that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today?
Boss for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day.
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you want to have this.
Oh?
Right? So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department.
But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial.
In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again.
I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe.
Of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open.
Oh, we gotta present that list to him at some point.
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker's fixed so that only one detective can open.
Huh. Using their ID card.
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Actually, anyone can lose their right hand, provided the circumstances.
Ooh.
Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each lock is coded with the fingerprint. So the other locker we can open is our own.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it,
Zap! You get a shock!
Nicely
if that's
done.
what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day.
Oh.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Okay.
Alright, so this is why we got 2 injured hands. Well, Cactus probably.
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth no matter what happens.
Which?
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today.
I see.
I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about that case.
Alright, present. So much evidence.
I thought you'd go a different way, but okay. Could you look at this? This is the ID card record of people who came in here the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came here at the time of the murder. Whoa!
What is it?
The second number!
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe?
Mr. Edgeworth!
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
Alright.
Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? The note. Yes, I know, it's so obvious, but they make you do it. Nope, no. Yeah.
Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SL9 connection? It's okay.
That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, 2 years ago.
No.
That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
You got a guy wrongly executed.
Yeah.
But why would evidence from that case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there's some loose ends left on that case. Alright. That was a bloody, violent case.
Violent? So it was a murder.
You know this! The knife was the murder weapon. It was spelled out to you multiple times. Why are we asking these questions?
Because this case isn't written as well as the other ones.
The serial killer.
Whoa!
Okay, that's interesting.
A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. Ugh. Ugh,
Yikes.
ugh, ugh.
But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago.
That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill.
Rumors about forged evidence.
It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident scene.
So that switchblade knife.
The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna examine this open locker.
Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light on the door is still lit.
That locker's coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker.
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
How else you gonna open it? Well, had to get it open again if we closed it.
Heh.
Thanks, Gumshoe.
It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. There's stuff you can like, yeah. Oh, what's this? Blood?
It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room?
We should use her testing fluid to check it out.
Alright.
Luminol. Luminol.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that glove looks weird. Paint?
Oh, it got hung up on the UI.
Oh. It actually meant not. Well, okay.
I'm just fucking around right now.
That's fine.
I knew it! This is someone's right handprint.
What? Was oh.
What's the matter, detective? That's what you would say if that was your line.
this locker? It's mine.
It's yours?
Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't have a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? I love that he instantly assumes
Yeah.
that he's going to die or whatever.
Well, I mean, it happened to Meekins.
Yeah.
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. I mean, if you're just gonna come on and say it. I will say this case has been the funniest. So
Yeah,
far.
when the man tells you that you can't trust the man. Wow.
What? But you're a detective!
Yes, and I'm terrible at my job. I think that's all you can say.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong. That must have been one massive pool of blood. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional, but what's your opinion, detective?
Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien.
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker.
I'll make a note of it on the floor plans.
Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
You goof. You're gonna examine the glove on the tape.
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
Detective Gumshoe? Maybe?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SL9? Well, it does have a tag on it.
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces.
Oh, guys, you ready for a minigame? Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case.
The case.
Yes, on my incident, pal. So you stick around one of the pieces there.
Another piece of SL9 evidence. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke.
You want to try to put it back together?
Do I?
Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours before I had to give up. It's the shrine of the fucking silver monkey over here. We can handle it.
Jeez.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
Well, this piece looks like from the bottle. Let's try putting the rest in place. Can Dustin do it? Would you like hints? You want me to tell you this?
Oh, you can rotate it. Okay.
To help you out?
I can figure it out.
Okay. Dustin is calling his shot.
Let's see.
This is the exciting part. How are you doing, chat? Anyone out there? I assume you're probably playing a video game, maybe doing some
There we
Stardew
go.
Valley or something, playing on the PlayStation, listening to us in the background sound like idiots. Or you're new and you're just quiet. Hello to everybody. I know the girlfriends out there, probably playing League of Legends.
Probably.
Shout out. Dustin, like, I had the answers for this, but he's a puzzle solver, so
Yeah, I like this.
you gotta let him get a shot, you know.
Nope, that wasn't it.
Little true. Oh, I was able to call that out. Okay, cool. Like, he always looked a little offended when I said, hey, I have the cheat code to this
Yeah, I mean,
jigsaw.
this is
But
kind of
keep going.
it's kind of weird.
You focus on the puzzle.
There we go.
Okay. I mean, with each piece it gets easier, so. There you go.
There you go.
He's doing it. He's doing it. He's the puzzle master. The king of games.
Yeah, the angle's not exact, so it's kind of tough to. Oh, really?
It's a little weird. Wait, what? You can't rotate it? You can rotate L and R.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't rotate the base at all.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Yeah, what is this camera angle?
There we go.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I got it from here.
Good for him. Look at this. Dustin called his shot and did not struggle.
And last piece I've already rotated. So we got.
I thought
most
it'd be
of
like
it.
da-da-da-da or something.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that fatu in 2 minutes myself. The problem's finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with.
Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
Unstable jar.
Alright, let's check it. Looking for bloodstains.
Hey, look, they're hard to make hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here.
Looks like blood.
Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed?
Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it.
Bottom.
Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom.
That's weird.
I wonder which side is up.
Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar?
At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right?
Is it the Gus jar from like Skyward Sword?
Yeah. Cool. I guess I got everything I need from here. We done here?
Okay. Did you spray luminol on it?
Oh, on the jar? I don't think I can.
It says, take out the luminol and start spraying the sand. Okay, I think you did that out of order.
Okay. That's fine.
That's all.
We're done here?
Yes.
Alright, to the entrance. Underground parking lot, maybe?
Actually, there's something in here that says that it says Gumshoe will leave. Did he leave?
No. Okay, so maybe there's more. Let's go to High Prosecutor's office.
Gumshoe is shocked as it's his locker. That's weird.
Maybe there's something we skipped.
But this is the next thing to do, so.
Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday.
No way! That character comes back? Oh man, I'm excited. And I'm sure it'll be still just as classy tomorrow. Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's off doing important investigations.
I hope that's what he's doing. Not someone else. I guess we'll have to wait to come back. Sorry, we'll have to come back.
Okay. Move.
Andrew can't talk.
Let's go back to the police department then. Maybe there's something else I have to talk to him about. I didn't examine everything. Oh, how about this?
There's something sticking out of here.
Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here.
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was open recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too.
I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either.
Shit talking Gumshoe this whole time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
And that Gumshoe smell.
This is a fishing pole.
Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here.
What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is.
Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it.
Wait, I've seen that somewhere before.
Right, pal, that's that metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out on Gourd Lake, remember?
Alright, wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And I don't think I've seen this one before.
Oh, that's a bug sweeper.
What?
I'm sure it'll come in handy in some case sooner or later.
That cheap looking box.
You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their hat.
How does they read my mind? Oh boy. Alright, let's see. Is there something that we missed?
Paint, maybe?
Spray luminol tested fluid on the upper locker, the piece of cloth sticking out. Oh, go over screen.
Okay.
We didn't think of that.
Here we go.
Yeah. Whoop 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 whoop.
Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant.
Hey! That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where do you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans.
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna give him my report for today. It might help, you know.
Report? You
Oh.
mean the note written on the back of
I
that
know that
flyer?
character. I haven't played that game, but I know the character on the restaurant thing. He's on the third game.
Yeah.
The one that says nothing but no problems?
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
I'm off, pal. Later.
I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Now we can go there. That's how video games work.
I'm actually gonna present him this. Okay. Alright. Back to parking lot. To prosecutor's office.
Oh, I thought you were going to present it to her, too.
Oh yeah, I should have.
That's okay. Yeah!
Ah, guests, my apologies.
Oh, it's you!
Have we met somewhere?
Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long.
Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the wee cup. Well, window, a teacup in his hand.
I'm very tired.
Sorry. It just got me. Weak up.
Right.
He has the hotel bring him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry?
I am.
By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you.
Ah, yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow.
The real info is on the other side, Dick. Alright.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing's really taken a toll on him.
So, how did the inquiry committee go?
Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I conceal evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again.
Again?
I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago.
Are you okay for the trial tomorrow?
Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however.
Something happened?
They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
The police department.
Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results.
I see.
Why, I ask you? Why? How long I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still...
Well, I've never seen him this out of sorts. No. Except for the time he almost went to jail for murder.
Yeah.
Got a few things we can do here, buddy.
Yeah.
ID card record, of course. Alright! I better check this now.
As I was saying, Huh? What's this? A record of ID card usage.
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less.
Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office.
But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed.
The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
Now I'm curious about the other case. I better make a note of it.
This is so fucking complicated. Yes.
There's so much shit going on.
There's a lot.
And they explain stuff to us multiple times, so it takes forever to get anywhere.
That's true. Unrelated evidence, screwdriver.
Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Alright,
Goodman note.
Yep. Either a note or the switchblade, I assume.
Yep.
I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right?
It all has to do with that case you were on. The SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in.
You don't have to wiggle your fingers when you say that. Spooky.
Yeah.
You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life.
You're welcome.
I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later.
Huh? You must be talking about his father's murder in an elevator.
Apparently you're my fucking therapist.
Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth.
The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant.
That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then.
I would describe him as many things, but wacky is not one of those words.
Wacky old coot, not at all.
No. The judge is a wacky old coot.
Yeah.
Yanni Yogi is a wacky old coot. He is a thwomp. Look at his head.
That is a flop.
Look at his fucking head.
Oh. Damn Gant.
I'm not gonna be able to fucking think about anything else if I want to look at it.
Oh
Damn
my
it.
gosh.
Damn it.
That's so perfect.
He was a top officer and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why a deputy chief of police on the investigation.
In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't?
Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win the trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
If you were still studying forensic science.
Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Luminol testing fluid. Well then, you might have use for this.
Aluminum power for taking fingerprints!
I like basic, like, CSI technology is just like, whoa!
Yeah. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Sly motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Edgeworth, I'm really...
No need to thank me.
That wasn't what I was gonna do.
Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved.
Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well?
Alright. Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere.
Alright.
Hooligan was trying to make the case that Gant is a wacky old coot, but I was like, I don't know. I said it's like, he's got that fake persona that he tries to, like, put out, but it's
Yeah.
so clearly fake.
Yeah.
He's just really just a powerful jerk. Kind of thugs, yeah. Okay.
Guard station. Move. Evidence room. Here we are.
Here in this blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Sorry, I just read something in the guidebook that made me really funny. Let's just use the secret weapon we just borrowed. It's like, if you're using the microphone on the 2DS, 2DS XL, 3DS, or 3DS XL, or if you have a headset with a microphone attached to it, do this. Otherwise, do this, you know.
A finger. Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
Huh. Pick a finger.
Thumb.
You're an ass.
Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes again.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around
Huh? How did you do that?
with the A button. See?
Achoo! Ah, it looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess
Huh? How do I do that?
with the X button.
Yeah, see,
Exciting, I know.
we don't use the microphone.
Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake, only the cake has murder in it.
Wow, that looks like fun! It might take some getting used to, though.
It's
Yeah.
fine, it won't go up your nose or anything.
Because, yeah, you had the touch screen, and you tap it, and then you're, like, blow into the microphone in the original game.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
I guess I better give it a try. A next. I do like this jingle.
Aha, you did it! You found one!
But this looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
I think it means we're out of luck.
Uh-oh. Out of luck.
The person who left his handprint must have worn gloves.
Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
If he was wearing gloves, it wouldn't adhere at all. I guess it would adhere to the...
Yeah, I can see that.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Yeah, there's the other one. Other prints?
Let's lock the door again closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. See if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a fingerprint right there.
Yeah.
I did see one.
Anyone want to guess who it is? Vote now and you touch the green.
Did I really not do enough?
I know someone who has gloves. Thank you, Type the Blue.
Ah! There we go.
Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling!
Charles, that's such a random reference. I love it. Animaniacs, fingerprints.
No thanks.
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
So, we're not done yet? This is quite a process.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right, but this is the fun part.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think left these prints.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker?
Whoa.
Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
So were we, Phoenix. So are we.
Okay, so we came with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Yeah, good job, buddy. I know, right? Click, click, and click.
I guess I gotta examine this one.
This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right?
Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this?
There go her eyes sparkling again.
Prints.
That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
We only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints.
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me!
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. It just like shine yellow for a brief second when you were higher. A little lower. Left of the middle finger, Dustin. I think it went yellow.
Oh.
Yeah. Who's it gonna be?
Yeah,
I
makes
actually like the
sense.
way this is done. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
Hey, these fingerprints, they,
Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know?
it's Officer Marshall!
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh.
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white bloodstain.
Probably cut himself shaving with a Bowie knife.
Grabbing
The
his
hunting knife,
cactus.
Why would Officer Marshall...
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up with some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it.
To be continued.
Da, da, da.
Yes, please save.
Yes.
You want to start the trial, or you want to cut it here?
I was thinking maybe just start the trial.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Start, do a little bit, and then save
Yeah.
partway through.
Yeah.
All right.
Besides, I looked at the first person you're going to have on the stand, and I think you're going to want to do it.
Oh boy, here we go.
I don't think Charles got to hear this particular person, and I kind of want him to hear your impression.
Oh boy.
So what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we were. After all,
The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. My name's Lana. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
that's it. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. The single life is so crazy. I'm just a small-town prosecutor.
So how'd it go?
It says Mr. Wright suspects the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, then they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
But Lana, don't tell me you...
Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Miss Sky,
Huh?
we found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're gonna accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky?
Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
You're getting some good reactions. Lol, what the fuck? My name's Lana Dustin. You bad lad.
Oh, don't worry, it's gonna get crazier.
Yes, it is.
Evidence for the trial is conclusive.
Sorry. Oh, it makes me giggle, but not as much as the next voice. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is...
Huh? I'm afraid you'll have to clarify.
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain in both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow, this is one messed up trial.
One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what set Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
Yeah, the evidence will reveal itself is
Yeah.
a great Edgeworth. I'm gonna play this like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's true. And that's supposed to be an admiral trait.
Yeah, he might become president one day.
Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand.
For its first witness, the prosecution calls
Deep sigh.
the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
That is what a suspect is, yes.
Oh.
Oh boy! Things are getting wild from the get-go.
You have no idea, buddy.
Please turn down your computer just a little bit, or your phone.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir! My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir!
So you're telling us you're a professional killer or police
Sir,
officer?
It was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You've got to believe me, sir! Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir! A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend!
These damn millennial Meekins.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir!
Officer Meekins. Yes, sir! Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir! As you wish! After all, I am a part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir!
Phew!
What? Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
Do it all before they got you! That's the Meekins family motto, sir!
I see. Then you fainted like a bitch and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir! He knocked me upside the head, sir!
Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with.
Alright.
This is going to be fun for you. The advice is press everything.
I figured as much.
Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir! I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir!
Yikes, now there's a scary thought.
Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily were performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
Oh no.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir.
Do, 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 do. Everyone dance.
This shitty looking thing.
Do it to the music.
Yeah.
No,
I was too, and sure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. That
Nicely.
was my sole mission for the day, sir.
thank you.
I see. Quite delightful. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card. Am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is! I found it! It's the one right here.
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 498-9596.
I knew you were gonna get through that.
That's my number, sir. Very tired.
I know. I was like, "You're tired. You're doing the weird voice." I was like, "There's no way he's not gonna fuck that up."
I see.
I don't know. I see. I screwed up. I see, huh? But the number 4989596 is shown here. Right, it's shown being used twice.
Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen.
Okay.
Cool. I saw you lean, and I didn't do it.
I like lean away from Dustin when he does that.
I didn't unleash the Meeks.
Yeah. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us what exactly happened to you?
It was a knife, sir! A knife!
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. Well, what happened then?
Well, with me charging in on that like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him.
I like the idea of him going, like, waving his arms around like an actual octopus.
Octocop.
Yeah.
Like Octodad, but...
Stop right there! Go ahead.
That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be.
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
What exactly do you mean when you say, did it?
I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into the kung fu films, sir.
Well, actually.
The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife.
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Saved.
Go ahead. See, he must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew,
Yes?
he punched me right in my face, sir! After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. Press 1.
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
What?
Good point.
Fair. Oh, right.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
Oh, that wasn't long.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying, there's a fake!
That's nice. It's nice that you recovered. That is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned it to the average before things got out of hand.
Unleash the Meeks, indeed. Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
I'm reading the lines. I'm like, what? You do? You think?
I think he explained everything that happened to him.
All right.
It's a little unclear. He's clearly unreliable, but he
Yeah.
did establish a timeline and say why he was there and what he did and after and before. Like, actually, pretty
Okay.
decent testimony as far as testimony in this game goes.
That's true. You got a point.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief.
Delivered it?
What is a VHS tape? A videotape?
No.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased.
Sorry.
That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Aw.
I love Mike Meekins. Also, he's like 9 feet tall.
Yes. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim!
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Aye! Thank you, Tactic Blue. Does it make... Well, I guess it probably does have a speaker on it. Whoa. I forgot about the ways they block his face. That's amazing. This is magical, folks. If you aren't paying attention, you should.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
This is
to watch.
unbelievable.
Haha. I figured it out.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing.
Badger, 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 badger.
How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Perfect.
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove the witness did indeed encounter someone. Pardon me.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. All right. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. Nobody else could have locked it.
What's this about a fingerprint?
Each detective is given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean, the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Let me just see what evidence I've got. Okay. I'm gonna like piece this together. I gotta watch it again real quick.
Okay, that's fine. If you
Yep,
guys missed it the
I got
first
it.
time, you
I
can watch it.
figured it
Okay,
out.
never mind.
I got it. I got it.
Okay. Regarding the videotape contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange.
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such contradiction.
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the
I
video.
was gonna do that anyway, you jerk. He would want me to point it out, because I brought it up.
Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence.
What are they talking about here?
Yeah.
I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
I had to point out a problem in the video.
It's just new type of evidence.
This is the first time I ever had to do that.
Let's just build it up way too much.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction?
The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins.
Sir, do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor... Sorry, it reads your fingerprint if it's a match. Aw, I know that one.
Yeah.
The light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. You guys like the song? Gonna be stuck in your head tonight?
Dun, 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 dun. Man, they're really just going all in on this. It's just like, we worked hard on this. Just watch it like
Yeah.
90 times.
Yeah. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind a little earlier. Here, notice the light.
Oh, what's this? It's already lit!
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Oh, shit. Ah!
Order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this or anything.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this is exactly my field. What do you think about it, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Maybe something like jam the sensor?
Something jammed the sensor? Say. There's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's inspect the video once more.
Alright. Fast forward.
Yeah, you know the part.
There we go.
Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Da 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 da.
You gotta watch this 90 fucking time! Because there's like 4 other things in this video!
That's this trial. This trial is very repetitious.
What's this?
What's this? A handsome family picnic woefully underpopulated by bees?
Wow! Dr. Bees, I didn't know you were making an appearance tonight.
A large influx of bees ought to put a stop to that. He sounds like Edgeworth.
A little bit.
Something white fell out of the locker.
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I call my...
I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door.
I mean, he's really big. He's really tall and gangly, so that probably happens. He probably just struggles to get out of his car and just tumbles every time.
Can you say in Mika's voice, is there something amusing about my automobile?
Is there something amusing about my automobile, sir?
We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Oh boy.
Yep,
Da, da, da,
and
da,
we're
da,
back.
da, da,
We're
da,
back.
da, 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 ba, ba, ba.
Ugh. It's like,
This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my troll vehicle, sir.
2 out of 3.
Good Lord, Mike.
Oh, I'm such a bike wreck.
Instead of the door closing, my tie choke.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit the door.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene,
There just might have been something that fits the description.
But, sir, by insulated, you don't mean...
I think I finally got this figured out.
I like that he's like a step behind and they won't let him catch up.
Yes, they won't let him have his moment.
very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
The jar. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. You have to believe me, because I told you.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
Yes, we can.
It has a tag that says SL9 Incident.
Exclamation mark.
The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir! It would appear so, sir!
Chicken noise he makes.
Order! 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 So we are to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more.
It's kind of my job as a defense attorney, asshole.
The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecutor would offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh! You mean that, sir? Of course, sir!
Is this a joke?
Is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
Very well, begin your testimony.
Mystery Man 2. I gotta warm up. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do! Okay, and I did the
Well
Meekin
done.
scales.
Well done. I don't know if there's enough people watching to appreciate that joke, but well done.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it.
No shit.
At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card record we've talked about several times. I see.
I have the ID card record right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at this for the ID fucking time. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Uh-huh.
Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID card. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Man, they have. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. I was like, man, they have a lot of evidence for. Well, I guess they would have a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
That's
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most of them are cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Let us move on to the cross-examination.
All right.
Man,
Press that last statement, I guess.
yeah, but you have something that works well for you.
Yeah.
Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out and use the evidence that proves that he didn't have the ID card on that location at that time.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
All right.
Yeah, this one's super easy, actually. I'm reading it. It's like, on the second, third, or fourth statement, present either this or this.
Yeah.
So,
ID card. Boom.
you'd also use the lost item report.
Yeah.
Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I believe that. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report. It's only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
But not important enough to finish it?
Yeah.
Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Meekins a little lean.
Yeah.
Order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order! Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo?
Yeah, it's a television network.
Oh.
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes? What's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake.
Oh.
In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
I really like doing it. This isn't going to end well.
Well, it seems you've finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So,
the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Ah! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
the activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer MEEKINS encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana...
Oh, we got the black background.
What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
Object.
One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security of video did not show the actual murder. Uh-huh. Anytime now. However, it cannot be said that that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be by chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Stop reading my wine, woman. Your Honor. The defense would like to request a specific witness. Stop making me say specifics, my weak word.
Oh, whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Oh, you got it, buddy.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify What is his or her name?
Mike Meekins. He's only 22.
And the sky. Wait, Meekins is 20. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Boom.
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet.
Because he was supposed to be guarding.
He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Cool.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess. D2E can go to bed.
Yay!
Be back in a week from now.
All right.
I guess we could finish this up to the continued part.
Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be a to be continued.
I think there is.
All right. We'll do the defendant model scene.
Yeah, I think you're good.
There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out.
I haven't figured anything out.
Lana? You're the one who knows everything. Emma? You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright's trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. I'm a strong, independent prosecutor.
Living in the city.
You don't need no defense attorney. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Good old gumshoe. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe. What is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey! 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 I didn't see that, Chief Prosecutor Sky! You guys gotta better fucking appreciate that, that little moment.
I like you not pronouncing the H's. It's pretty good.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Oh! 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 You read this, right? I'm glad I got to do that twice.
Enthusiasm.
That's so fun.
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name?
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incidents files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident.
But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
Can't believe you and the chief prosecutor were a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness?
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Yeah, pretty much. Emma. But why? You know, it was really funny. I saw him like stagger on that word, and I was like, I started reading it. And I was like, Email. But why? I was like, wait a minute. EMA. Oh, I see what I did. Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... Nah, it couldn't be. Lana! Seal 09 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Darkey killings.
I should not pronounce that E.
Yeah, go for it.
No.
Go for it.
No. The Joe Dark...
E.
No. I thought it would be funny, and then I realized, nope. Nope. Nope.
You're way overthinking this.
I am so... No, I'm thinking it exactly enough. I'm very tired.
That's over with. No!
Emma, wait. She ran away.
You know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence.
Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out.
I hate you so much, Lana.
Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
I better take a good look at this file. See?
Alright, cool.
Yeah. This is a good stopping point for us.
Blah, 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 blah.
We will be back next, well, Wednesday?
You want to do this on? Yeah, we can do. We can do Wednesday.
I mean, I don't know what we're going to do Wednesday, but at the worst, we're going to do war,
Yeah.
Wednesday and Sunday. So
Yeah.
Wednesday, 6 or 7. Sunday, sharp 6.
That sounds good
that's
to
been
me.
how we've been doing it.
All right, guys.
So, see you later.
Thank you for joining us
Fun
despite
night.
our difficulties.
Yep.
We had a great time,
Whew.
and hope you enjoyed our stream. And I hope that everything goes